All right, so let's try out this example. Just to remind you again, VAT inclusive is not the same as VAT exclusive. So this time we cannot multiply on this amount, but there is a way. So, okay, so what we're going to do is, remember, when we had VAT exclusive, we multiplied. This time, since we have VAT inclusive, what we're going to do is we're going to divide. But what are we going to divide by? Remember, we said 100% plus 15% gives us 115%, right? So, okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to divide this by 115%. So remember percentage? We said 115% is 100 divided by, is 115 divided by 100. Then you get 1,15. So that's what we're going to divide by. We're going to say 49.99 divided by 1,15. And then we're going to get 43.47. I did round off there to 2 decimal places. We'll all be doing a whole entire chapter on that. It's actually grade 10 chapter, but I will be doing it for the grade 12s. Rounding off, percentages, fractions, all of that. Look out for that. It's going to be right here in January. I'm going to try and get it as soon as possible. Calculate the VAT exclusive price. If you have the VAT inclusive price, we will divide and get the VAT exclusive price. Now I have both of them. Inclusive divided by 115% gives me VAT exclusive. So I'm excluding the VAT, and there is excluded. But then the second question says calculate VAT. Now, if you have these two, it's easy. You just say VAT is equal to 49.99 minus 43.47, and then you get 6.52 rand. I already know the amount now because I've been doing it for so long. Right, so this is the answer to the second question. So make sure you know what they're asking you. Are they asking for VAT exclusive price, or are they asking for VAT? And so here we're saying test yourself. An item costs 529.99 rand, VAT inclusive price. Calculate the VAT. Now I'm going to remind you, never ever multiply a VAT inclusive price. Remember that you only multiply the VAT exclusive price. So if I have a VAT inclusive price, what do? I divide. So I know there are ways to go straight from the VAT inclusive price to the VAT, but I do not like it. If you want me to show you that method, then you're just going to have to request it. But for this lesson, we are only going to do the one where you VAT exclusive, then you minus the 2 to find that. Pause and try and calculate it yourself from what you learned. Again, remember, it's not about getting the answers correctly. It's about testing where you are and what your progress is, so that you can go back and relearn some stuff, revise some stuff, and then moving forward, you're good, right? Okay, so first we're going to try and answer. I'm going to try and answer that question for you by ironing out some problems. So what's going to happen here is that now that I know this is a VAT inclusive price, I cannot multiply. The question is, what can I do? I divide. So what I'm going to do is, to find the VAT exclusive price, I'm going to say 529.99, which is the VAT inclusive price, and I'm going to divide it by 115%. Remember where we said 115% comes from? It's the original amount plus 15% is the original amount, which is 100%, plus the 15%, which is VAT, and then you get 115%, right? So we are removing this 15% by dividing by 115% instead of multiplying. So what we're going to do here is first say 115 divided by 100, 1,15. Now, just for reminder purposes, I'm no longer going to do this step. I'm just going to skip to 1.15 in the future, because now you know where the 1.15 comes from, right? Okay, so 529.99 divided by 1.15 gives me 460.86, right? So now I have VAT inclusive, VAT exclusive, I can answer the question. Remember, I'm not done answering the question. The question did not say calculate the VAT exclusive price. It said calculate VAT, period. And then what I'm going to do then is that I'm going to subtract the 2 by saying VAT is equal to, and then I take the VAT inclusive, 529.99. I subtract the VAT exclusive, and I get 69.13. So that is my VAT. And now the answer is completely answered. So I'm not sure how many marks this is. I think it's around 3-4 marks. I'm not sure. Can't remember now. We'll see it in the future with question papers, because we're going to be doing question papers. So for those of you who are writing in June and you've already covered some of the stuff and you've watched these and you're thinking you want to start with a revision, I do have revision question papers here from previous years. Okay, so I'm rambling. So just want to remind you before we go on about the VAT exclusive price, usually to just understand that it is the original price. Remember, the original price, you can multiply it by 15%, but you cannot multiply the price that already has VAT, right? Okay, so that's very important to remember. You cannot multiply VAT inclusive, it's only VAT exclusive. So always the original price, that's the one you multiply. Right, before we end this lesson, I want to add one more thing, very important. VAT exemption. What does it mean when they say VAT exemption? There are items that do not get charged VAT, such as fresh fruit, fresh veggies, what else? Bread, some bread, I think. So I'm not going to mention all of them, but you need to know that there are items that do not pay VAT, and we also call them zero rated, right? So they are not charged VAT. So on a till slip, you'll find like they're marked with a star or a hash, depending on what the store chooses to sign them as. But in the bottom of the slip, they'll tell you what the star or the hash means. So you need to be aware of such things, because you can be asked some questions like which items here on the till slip that are not charged VAT. So if they can say zero rated, then you see it says zero rated, that means that item is not charged VAT. Or they can put a star or a hash or another sign, and they'll tell you what that sign means. And then right, last part. I know I said the other part was the last part, but this part is like the question, right? So this is going to be a question for us. We're looking at a quotation. This is a quotation, and we're going to look at this quotation here. I'm particularly interested in these amounts here because they include VAT. They talk about VAT. So if you look at the total here, it says total excluding VAT. So this one here, I can multiply by 15% and find VAT. I can also multiply by 115% and find including VAT amount, right? Okay, but then if you go down, this one says total including VAT. So to find VAT here or to find the excluding VAT, I cannot multiply by 15%. It won't help me, right? It'll be wrong. So here, this is the amount that I would divide by 115% and get the excluding, VAT excluding amount, and then I'll be able to find VAT. And that's why for the last part, I have this question here. Calculate the VAT. We can just multiply by 15% if you like. And then it says calculate the VAT inclusive price. Try both methods, see if you can do both, right? And then the second part says the total of 771 rands and 48 cents is VAT inclusive. How about this time you calculate the VAT exclusive price and thus calculate the VAT? That's it.